Woo. Spider-Man. Woo. All right. Spider-Man, brand new day. This is the popcorn bucket that came. If you go to the movies and go get it. They're doing a bunch of popcorn buckets. You get them. You have a good time. Now, movie I saw last night. I got a good enough hours of sleep and got a good enough time to actually think about the movie. So what did I think? This is probably a pretty damn good Spider-Man movie. Not better than No Way Home. It's better than Far From Home. It's better than Homecoming. I would say it's not better than Far From Home. Than No Way Home. No Way Home is probably the top Spider-Man movie, and I've been hearing a lot of comparisons to that because I guess the last Spider-Man movie that has come out before this one. And I will say this, it's the most grounded Spider-Man story that I've always wanted for this particular Peter Parker and Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's what I've always wanted, him to be grounded, not him to have friends or be supported by the Avengers or get help from external forces, even though, yes, Punisher's in it, Hulk's in it. You know that from the trailer. Again, the story, without going to spoilers, is Spider-Man discovering new powers, trying to live on his own, like really on his own. Him still having a lot of feelings towards MJ, even though she's forgotten about him. Ned has forgotten about him. He's like stalking their Instagrams and seeing what they're doing and living their life at MIT and how happy they are without him. He's still doing Peter Parker. He's still doing Spider-Man. He's still saving the day. He's involved now with the police in a good way. You know, he's supporting them. He's in talks in their ear. He's fighting bad guys, fighting crime. Scorpion's in the movie for a little bit. And by the way, Scorpion's not the main villain. I don't want to talk about who's the main villain because it's a spoiler in the movie and I just rather not go into it. But if you know who it is, I'll just say this, just be excited. But they're definitely teasing something for later on, as they always do. I will say this is a very good Spider-Man movie. It's a very good one. It's not like the greatest one of all time, but it's a pretty damn good one. This is actually one of my favorites. And someone who's never really liked the first two Tom Holland movies, the first two Spider-Man, you know, Homecoming, Far From Home. I was like, this kid's cool, but he's got it too easy. He just has everything. This movie, it kind of throws that all out the water, and he's completely on his own, dealing with everything on his own. Yes, Punisher's in the movie. Yes, Hulk's in the movie. Like, he has some help, and he has like a cop's help. But let's be honest here, like, you know, compare it to the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, compare it to the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. You know, those guys are on their own too. So this is where he finally gets his apartment and he's trying to figure things out. I guess the new Black Widow's in this movie. I forgot her name. She's in the new Avengers now. How they meet is a pretty funny scene. There's one scene where she's like, take off your clothes and come into my hot tub. If you know the scene, you know, even though it's a spoiler, it's not too crazy. And Spider-Man's like, yeah, no. And she's like, how can I trust you if you have clothes on? You could have weapons on you. And he's just like, okay. So he goes into the bathroom, takes off all his clothes, leaves a towel on, and he leaves underwear on, but he leaves his mask on so no one sees his identity. Now, the big plot point is MJ and this mystery villain. The mystery villain has a very crazy ability to jump into people's minds and take possession of them and take control over them. And it's a big plot point in the movie. Spider-Man was able to figure it out. And he's struggling with this character because of how powerful this character is. It is revealed who it is. It's a huge spoiler, so I'm not going to say it here in this video. If you want to know, go see the movie. Will I recommend this movie to anyone? Yes, if you're a Spider-Man fan, you'll love it. If you're not a Spider-Man fan, I still think you'd have a good time. We're going in that 8-9 territory. If I had to really give it, I'd give it a 9. You know? But, yeah, I'm doing my review. I would give it a 9. So, 9 out of 10. no no mid-credit scene, but there's an end credit scene. So you're really gonna have to stay to the very end of the movie, the very end of the credits, to see the final credit scene. I don't know why they did it like that. I guess they wanted people to stay, I guess. But I will say this: it's a good film. It's a good film. It's a pretty damn good Spider-Man film, and it's grounded, and it's not like this overly world level event. Not every Spider-Man movie has to be like the end of the world type of event. It could have gotten to that point in some aspects. Like, yes, there was a huge scene where a lot of people get frozen in time. You'll see it. If that was a spoiler, then it is what it is. But I think I'm going away from like the major spoilers here. Like, either way, it's a good film. Spider-Man is back. And definitely more badass than ever. Definitely more aggressive than ever. There's glimpses in the movie of a much more darker Spider-Man. There's glimpses in the movie of a Spider-Man struggling with his powers and struggling with this new adjustment. If you saw, he has the organic webs. I don't want to spoil that again for what he gets on later. I thought this movie was going a different direction with something else, but something else happened. The villain was awesome. Tom Holland, great in this film. Zendaya, great in this film. The guy who plays Ned, great in this film. Frank Castle, my favorite. Like, that personality will never get old to me. You know, he plays as Shane in Walking Dead. He still has that same character. It's just who he is. And it's like this very groggily, very dark, gritty, war-torn soldier that has a personality. I mean, him in the back and forth with Spider-Man and arguing back and forth. I think it's funny. I think it works. I think it's great. I'm glad he was in the movie. I'm glad he did what he did. It wasn't useless for him to be in the movie. You know, I heard some people say, "Oh, if you take the Hulk and Punisher out, oh well, the movie still plays out." Yeah, but they add. They're not just thrown in there just to be thrown in there. It doesn't feel like that. But I will say this: you're gonna have a good time. I'm kind of in between the 8.5 and the 9 out of 10 because of it was a long movie. It felt long after a while, but it did its service. It is a good film. Could it have been better? I mean, anything could be better, but it's not the greatest one. Maybe it's because of the plot. Maybe it's because of how easy some things were. But it's just a film about Spider-Man being really alone. Like, if I had to give this title, this movie a title, I don't think I'd call it Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think I'd call it Spider-Man Home Alone, or Hard Day Home. You know, if they're going with that home title again, or just Spider-Man Home Alone, or Spider-Man doesn't feel like home, or Spider-Man Apartment Alone. And he does his thing in this film. He does his thing. Not a lot of people. You see him in the streets, like he now feels like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He doesn't feel like Tony Stark's Spider-Man. He doesn't feel like he's an Avenger. He feels like he's in his own separate world, away from the Avengers, away from all this stuff. Yeah, some things come into play where he has to talk to certain people, but it's not like he's part of the team anymore, even though he technically is. But nobody knows him anymore. The Spider-Man has his memory gone. Everyone that knows him as Spider-Man is gone. Other than Frank Castle. I don't even know how him and Frank Castle met, but they act like they know each other prior, so that's interesting. But listen, it was a great film. I'm gonna go on that 8.59. I kind of can't decide. It's just a good film. It's got good drama, and let me tell you something real quick. Let me just explain something to you guys. The issue Marvel's gonna have is, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but this is one issue I've noticed, and this is just with all the Marvel movies that I've seen so far. especially Phase 4 and 5 that have been like very mid-tier, very okay, very bland, very just not hitting home, no pun intended. Um, Spider-Man seems to be the only character they have right now, or Punisher, that can really bring in the box office. And I don't see any other character. Avengers couldn't do it. Captain Falcon America or Captain Falcon couldn't do it. What has come out? What else movies are in Marvel? I'm trying to think of right now. Fantastic Four. I didn't see Fantastic Four, so I have to see Fantastic Four. But I'm not a Fantastic Four fan, so I still have to see that movie. But I had no interest in it. The Marvels. That's not going to bring people into butts in the seats. It's just going to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man or an Iron Man movie, you know, with Robert Downey Jr., of course. So, you know, they don't have as many heavy hitters. They don't. It's not going to be the same anymore. And I'll be honest, Doomsday's a little rushed. I'm assuming Spider-Man's going to be in Doomsday. I guess we'll see. But listen, great movie, great film. You'd have a ball of a time. It definitely feels different and more serious and sadder for Peter Parker. He's even called Sad Man in the movie, like he doesn't have friends. But it's worth it. I liked it a lot. My family saw it. They liked it a lot. The kids saw it. They liked it a lot. My cousins. Yeah, I'd say go out and see it. Have a gorgeous day.